Watch. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason. This is the Art of Creation Homestead. We're out here in Southwest Ohio, and it's going to be cold this week. All right, well, cold weather's coming. How about that? Maybe not necessarily right away, but it's getting there. I mean, we are really, the weather report is talking about maybe some sub-zero temperatures at night, and we need to make sure our chickens are good. Now, we've got a video on winter care for chickens. We'll link that in the description and put an iCard up here somewhere, right through there, okay? And while this chicken bites me in the knee, I'm going to tell you about what we're going to be doing. Uh-oh. Egg time. See, first of all, see that? When it gets cold, make sure you pick them eggs up. Alright, you got to collect eggs often because in the sub-zero weather or 10, 12, 15 degree weather, if it's that way all day, you're good bet your eggs are going to freeze. Alright. And frozen and busted eggs are no fun at all. But these eggs are a lot more fun. See? Those are good. That's the good stuff right there. But we got to make sure the chickens are good. Make sure they're protected well. Make sure that there's dry bedding. Make sure that they have everything they need to not just survive, because they'll survive cold weather, but to make sure they can thrive inside of the extremely cold weather, okay? And as you can hear, Tootie's singing. Tootie's singing like crazy. She's gonna be biting me here again. Nope, she's jumping and biting my leg again. But is that right, Tootie? See, this is what she does. Sends at your feet and sings. But so we gotta make sure they're good. And while this bedding doesn't look bad, see? Hey, Maggie, the bedding looks good. It's been in there for a while, okay? And it's thinning out and it's breaking down already. It's absorbed a lot of the manure, and so it needs to be cleaned anyways. We're just gonna rake it out, put it in the run, and put some fresh in here. But before we can do that, we've got to take some out of the run, which is a process we talked about in another video about using the bedding for compost and how you can use it. And we can link that video in the description and to give it an iCard as well. Okay, if you want to check that out. But we're going to do several things here just to prep them for the cold weather. All right, and one of the things, like I said, is going to be cleaning out, getting all that ready to go. But also, we'll talk about things like this. How protect their combs, you know, what do you need to do about egg collecting, like we said there, what do you need to do for their water. We'll talk about that as we go along, okay? But first of all, we got to get this stuff cleaned out and ready to go, and we'll show you our process a little bit, okay? All right, so now this is one we're talking about here with her comb. See, this is Esther, Black Copper Moran, and she may not be the ideal breed for our area, okay, but she's hardy enough to handle it. One thing you gotta do though is see, she has a really tall comb, and so in the coldest of weather, that may have a tendency to get a little frostbite, and that causes her a lot of pain and stress. So what we'll do is she's gonna squirm on me. We'll use Burt's Bees Farmer's Friend hand salve, okay? I think it's what it's called. And we will use that. It's an all natural product, essential oils, Burt's, and obviously beeswax, right? And we'll use that, and we'll cover her comb in it.
Especially the points.
Especially the points, yes. And we'll then do her little wattles right here, because those are areas that are prone to getting frostbite, and will cause her a whole lot of problems if it were to happen. And we'll only do that here if it gets down below 14 overnight or during the day. And that's just because that seems to be possibly where it can go wrong. But if you take care of your coop in your run, or especially your coop obviously, but like if you take care of your coop, then you won't have as much issue with that, and we'll cover that as we go, okay? So, you know, this is Maggie. She's an Easter egger, okay? She doesn't like me. She likes her mommy. She doesn't like me. But see, she's squirming. But what it is, I'll hold her up here, and you can see her comb. See, her comb is what's called a pea comb, okay? Esther has single comb, and Maggie has a pea comb. Her comb is so low to her head and it's so small that it's not prone to getting frostbite.
And she has no wattles.
And she doesn't have any wattles. She has a little beard. See, look at the little beard. Okay, but she's squirmy. She lives in pretty green eggs though.
And she's perfect for this area.
Yes, she is. She's great for a really cold area. Whereas single comb chickens, they're mostly hardy, especially unless they're Mediterranean breeds. Mediterranean breeds not so much. But Mediterranean breeds are like white leghorns, or just any scrawny single comb chicken that's like that. That's typically a Mediterranean breed. So, you know, this is Big Alice though. She's a double lace Barnvelder. Okay, and she has a single comb, but you see how small it is? See, it's not very prominent, and she's got smaller wattles. And she's large anyways. She's a large Marge. And her comb will not need protecting, even though it's a single comb with little points. But it's small enough that she won't have any issues. Okay, now that we got everything out of the run that we're going to pull out, I'll show you what we did real fast. We put it on the on these blueberries. Okay, blueberries, 3 struggling blueberry plants, blueberry bushes here, and so we added that and some rosemary that's doing outstanding. Okay, but this is what we did to it. All right, made this little bed here. Add a few inches of mulch, deeply rich mulch to that, and that should help them out mightily. That's a big word for a hillbilly. And we're going over here. We'll show you what it looks like in the run now. Okay, now that we're done, as they sing and scratch happily. All right, so here's what it looks like now. You can't really tell how deep it was and how deep it is now, but there's quite a bit. Say hey to Tootie. She loves the camera. But here we scraped everything back. Okay, so we scraped everything back from here to here because what was here has went out onto those blueberries up there. Okay. Yes, sweetness. Oh, look at there. She wants to say hey. What we're going to do next now is going to come in here, and everything that's here will be going out there. So I'm gonna take a broom and I'm gonna get to work, okay? Now see, that's part of the glory of having a solid floor and using pine shavings. I just took that broom, swept it right out. See? Awful clean. Sweep right through here. Just swept it straight out. Now some people actually put linoleum on the flooring, make it a lot easier. We don't do that. Still really simple, and it's a good reason to have a solid floor to make it super easy to clean out. And you can harvest all their manure that way too, in the pine shavings, straight out, and use it for bedding and compost and mulch and everything else. All right, we're back here. We got the floor swept up. Here we go, see? The floor is swept up, cleaned up. It's not 100% clean, but you know what? You're not eating off of it. The chickens are, and they're just fine with it. It's pretty darn clean, see? Everything out of the corners. Now what we do from here, okay, we're gonna take some PDZ. All right, now there's what it is. It's a, let me get the ingredient for you. The ingredient in it is zeolite, okay, Z-E-O-L-I-T-E. All right, zeolite is the ingredient, but you're gonna find options for it at your farm supply store, okay? And one of them is gonna look like this, okay? I'll get you in the light so you can see it. It's gonna be it's gonna be coop and compost, all right, in a nice little shaking canister. Okay, so it's gonna be like that, nice little shaker, and you're gonna think, okay, it's wonderful, right? But the reality of it is, it's way too expensive that way. Go to the horse section. See, go to the horse section and get you some of this PDZ. All right, get it. Sweet PDZ. Horse stall refresher. It's the same thing, okay? But it's a heck of a lot cheaper. I mean a heck of a lot cheaper inside this bag than it is in that little canister, okay? We kept the canister after we bought it one time and realized, oh, wait a second, it's too much. And now we just fill that canister with what we need in here, and we just use it like it is, okay? Now, what that does, though, forgot to tell you what it does, right? What it does is it helps dry any poop, helps break down the manure, helps break down the shavings, and it keeps everything composting. Coop and compost, right? Okay, that's what Mana Pro calls it. And so it helps to break down everything and helps neutralize the ammonia smell. The chicken's manure is full of ammonia. That's the smell you get is ammonia. So it helps break down the ammonia and neutralize the odor, and it helps your shavings turn into compost and helps your manure turn into compost, correct? So that's why we put that on the floor, and then we'll put it in the shavings, and once we put the shavings down, and rake it through the shavings as well. See, just like this, just a little shake. They do the roosting here, so that's why we're doing a little more here. Just get a little coating. That's all it really takes, just a little coating. Now we'll put shavings down, and that'll be it. While we use shavings instead of straw or hay, okay? I know a lot of people use straw, and if that's what you want, that's what you want, okay? That's fine. But this is why we choose differently. Shavings break down better for composting. They have a tendency to eat straw. They can get long strands of straw inside their crop and cause crop impaction because of that. Straw doesn't break down well. It actually doesn't absorb as well. Pine shavings are far more absorbent. You can get a little baler's twine inside of straw if you're not careful, and if you don't find a baler's twine, and the chickens do, that could eat that and cause crop impaction and kill your chickens. I think shavings are more, neutralize the odor better. Like I said, they break down better. Use them for a lot of different things outside there for mulch and whatnot. Shavings are the way to go. Pine shavings or wood chips is absolutely the way to go. There's no reason to use straw inside your coop. Now, granted, straw might hold heat a little bit better, maybe, but also will release moisture more often because it doesn't absorb as well. So that's why we really use shavings. I think it's a better option for us in general, and I think really for anybody else. Pile of chickens, anyone? This is a normal occurrence when we clean the coop. Now, Tilly's already laid an egg. I don't know why she's singing like that. Why are you singing, Tilly? Tell them why you're singing. Yeah. How about you, Esther? How about you, Maggie? They're just happy. Tilly's a little crazy though. Now, we got all the shavings in here. I just piled them up. See? This is 5 bags of shavings, okay? From your local farm supply store. If they can sing over Tilly. Or talk over Tilly singing. But I just piled them up. Now I'm going to throw in some more coop and compost, okay? And we got a container of this. This is just a shredded cheese container that we've converted to a diatomaceous earth container. Okay, now that's food grade diatomaceous earth, or as people call it, DE. All right, we use that in here with the shavings. It does nothing for absorption or for the odor. Okay, absolutely nothing. But what it does do is it helps control like red mites or any kind of parasites that might, or fleas, any kind of parasites like that might get inside your shavings or inside your coop. Because what they'll do is they'll have this, they'll dust bathe in these shavings, and there's DE in there. The DE gets on their skin and their feathers, and that helps keep little things off of them like that. Okay, so that's what that does. It does nothing for smell or moisture absorption. It's also good in the feed, but that's another story. Now, don't that look better? Look at it. Wonderful, spread out, good thick layer of pine shavings. We got 5 bags in here. We do have a 6th bag in case they thin it out a little bit on their own. But this is good. Let's get you out here in the light. But this is good. Now, final thoughts on this stuff. Don't add heat. All right, your motherly instincts might kick in, okay? And you might say, oh, I need to protect my chickens from this cold. I'm gonna give them a heater. I'm gonna give them a space heater. Give them a heat lamp. No, say it with me. No, just say no, right? Just say no to drugs. That's a drug. I'm telling you, don't do it. It's not good. It's harmful. What's gonna happen? The heat lamps are very dangerous. They could cause fires. Also, when you add a heat lamp, there's a light, correct? Light keeps them awake. And what that does is causes light stress because they haven't gotten enough sleep. Okay? That's what it does. Don't buy into the hype. They're fine. Their internal temperature is like 104 to 107. They're good. You give them a good environment, they can handle it. They put their head in their feathers. They do all kinds of stuff, huddle together. They're fine. Also, don't leave them locked up. If you normally have them out on a run, let them have access to that run, please. They need it. They need it. They need fresh air. They need airflow. They need sunlight. They need all these things. They know how to keep themselves warm if you give them the proper environment. That's all we're doing here. Give them the proper environment to succeed. That's it. They can thrive on their own if you give them the proper environment. Okay. So now, again, don't leave the water in here all night, because that's going to add moisture to the air. Okay. Don't allow your chicken to cackle because she's scared of something. What are you doing, Dolores? But she's acting like she sees something that's going to kill her. I don't know what that might be. But anyways, we don't leave the water in here all night. The water is going to add moisture to the air, and it's going to freeze anyway, so what's the point? Make sure you give them access to fresh water every day during the day. If it's cold enough to freeze that water, then our recommendation is to give them warm water in there, not hot water, but warm water. Okay, give them warm water and just keep it flowing all day. Okay, it's fine. They need some water, but not overnight. It's just going to harm them. Okay. One other thing in here that helps is in our coop, since it was a 10 by 10 storage shed, it has this handy dandy loft. Okay, and while it doesn't seem like much, what it does do is they'll roost down here, and it kind of gives like an insulated pocket of air right here. Okay, and a little protection right here. So that does help. Okay, this structure does help. There's the wood holds heat. Some of the chickens roost up here. 6 of them do. And this holds heat. They hold together. All these things over top of their head, this loft, all this stuff, all this wood holds heat. It does help. Okay, so that's another thing that does help if you are looking to build your coop. Think about those things as well. Alright, so that just about covers it. I'm sure I covered things here that I didn't cover in our winter care video that we linked. That I may have covered things there that I didn't cover here. That's fine, you got a more in-depth thing there. We do appreciate you guys watching. Hey, if you like it, subscribe. Let people know if you like this channel. Hey, share it on your social media pages. That's cool. But we do want you to subscribe. Keep coming back. We want to teach you guys how to grow food, raise chickens in a small space. It's something we really enjoy, and we feel like it's a God-given gift to each one of us. And we really want to help you guys out because it's something we've been doing for years. So hey, we love you guys. Appreciate you watching this video. God bless you and goodbye.